Hello. Have you ever been inspired or inspired anybody, like a person after you, or inspired a person or the person after him? Now, the Aztecs probably didn't realize that they would be an inspiration to the future generations or hundreds of years down the line. Now, in my research of the Aztecs, I discovered 3 topics that relates their society to ours, based on how they inspired us. One would be education, next one would be food, and the last one would be recreational sports. Now, to begin with education, the Aztecs pretty much have the same type of view on education as we did. In our society, the same sex goes to the same schools and learns the same things. But in that of the Aztecs, boys went to one school and girls went to another school, where boys went to learn to become hunters and warriors, and women went to learn how to be great wives at home and cooks. Now, if either showed a special skill in a certain kind of area, so let's say food, for example. So one shows a special skill in cooking. They would go to a school to learn in the culinary arts, so they can be a cook for the civilization. Much like how in our civilization, how I show interest in business, I'm going to learn business. Now, that could relate into my next topic of food. Now, who has ever eaten pozole? Yeah. Pozole? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, okay. Now, pozole is a soup, a Mexican soup, as most of you would know, that contains salsa, chili peppers, corn, pork, lime, and lemons. Now, in this dish, it relates back to the Mexicans and inspires us based off it. And since the Spanish invasion has inspired us. Now, the next food I'd like to get into is called liquid chocolate, but as our society would refer to as is hot chocolate. And I know everybody here has certain interest in hot chocolate. Now, this chocolate is not an everyday type of dish in society, as in the society you have to be extremely wealthy or have a high type of prestige in society to be able to have this on a daily basis. Froth to produce a foam considered to be the most considerable drink in the Aztec era. Now, this would be part of the winnings in my next topic of recreational sports. Now, the recreational sport that the Aztecs had come up with is called Ula Malitzli. Ula Malitzli. Now, the point of this game was to keep a ball in the air and not let it touch down on your side, but get it to touch down on the opposite team side. Much like volleyball. But the only way that you could accomplish this is to hit it with your hips. So, the only way that this could happen is there's a court and walls on each side, and you would have to hit it off the wall 4 points onto the other team's side and not let it hit onto your side. And once you reach a certain amount of points, you win, just like the game of volleyball. Now, in the latter variant of this game, you had to hit it through a hoop, which was 6 meters off the ground on each end of the court. Now, this would relate to what we like to refer to as soccer, and a little bit of inspiration on the sport of basketball. Now, once you hit it through this hoop, the game is automatically over. The winning team's captains had earned the wings of the losing team, and the losing team's captain, if they lost, they would be beheaded. Different than our type of recreational sport, which if you lose, you just lose, you proceed. Now, being as vulgar as it is, it's the game of the sport. Now, similar to hundreds of years later after the Aztec civilization, you see that we show similar characteristics based off our education, our food, and our recreational sport. Now, you may not think it's important. You may not think that it is important that something can inspire something years and years down the line, but you may never know. Aztecs had no idea that their food would inspire future generations and generations after that until our generation right now. So next time you think about doing something or have a good idea or anything of that matter, think about how you can inspire the next person and have that person inspire the next person and have that cycle repeat for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So now let's think. Who do you inspire? Thank you.